Where are they, Bailey? Welcome to Rock Solid Rig. In this video, we are going to be talking about the Texas Hill Country route located down in Fredericksburg, Texas. This one's a little bit special for us because we are actually celebrating our 1-year marriage anniversary. And as always, we like to show you guys some really cool things that we find, and this just happened to be one of them. We will actually have 2 videos to show you, and this is the first of the 2. If you want to know when that other one comes out, make sure you click that subscribe button and that notification bell is turned on. What you see here is actual Fredericksburg itself. So you have to drive through Fredericksburg if you want to take the route that we took, which was only half of it because honestly it takes at least a whole day, if not 2, to complete this route. So we did it from Fredericksburg to Mason, Texas. And Fredericksburg is actually a really awesome place. Now, we didn't go there for what it's known for. We actually went there because of this just really awesome Airbnb that we found. But thank you to our friend Chris Borchardt. He's the reason why we actually found the Texas Hill Country route. And man, it was just definitely worth it. But if you're looking for some river floating or for some wineries, definitely make sure you check out Fredericksburg. It's got some really awesome things there too. Now, the Texas Hill Country is not a challenge for those that are in any other vehicle other than a car. There are a lot of water crossings. You just have to be careful whenever you're doing those. If it's rained recently, more than likely you're probably not going to be able to do them. And if you get to the James River, which will be our next video, then you'll see why it's important for you to be in a vehicle that's higher up. It's quite interesting. However, overall, the scenery of this just route was gorgeous. Now, one of the things to consider is that you are driving along several different roads, and up to this point you've probably seen what we call the cattle guards, which are just these little spots in the road that you have to cross over. And as you can see here, you can see right through them. This prevents cattle and different livestock from escaping. So you do want to be careful along this route. You are likely to run into some, so you don't want to be speeding, number one, because this is somebody's land that you're driving through, and it's all public road. But number two, you don't want to accidentally hit anything, which, let's face it, that would definitely suck. A couple of things to consider before you go on this route is, number one, you want to make sure that you have a full tank of gas. There are not many spots along this route for you to stop and get gas. So if you want to be as prepared as possible, make sure you do that. Make sure you have taken some water, some snacks, things like that. It does take quite some time, especially if you're stopping and taking pictures and just checking out the scenery in general. And so you'll want to make sure that you're doing all of that preparation beforehand. Another thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you are having the map pulled up. Now, the map is not something that we created ourselves. It's something that we were able to download, which I'll include a link down below for you. And what we did is we actually had to select different locations along this route to navigate to. So if that's something that you're wanting to do and have GPS just take you there, recommend that. If not, have somebody that's very comfortable with a moving map and navigating as your co-pilot. Now, lastly, what you'll also want to do is not do this with the top off. We did it with the top off, and even with our sunshade, it was blistering. For us, it was just so hot, and our dogs were not super happy the entire time. So, if you really truly want to enjoy this route in its entirety, definitely recommend making sure that you have your top on. If nothing else, I think I'd probably take off the Freedom panels. It'd probably give us a little bit of a cool perspective, but definitely would not do this again with the entire top off. As I said earlier, there are a few bodies of water that you do have to cross. The water itself is not very deep until you get to James River, which could be questionable depending on what vehicle you're in. However, the water itself is just gorgeous. It was super clear when we were going across it. You could see all of these different colored rocks and different life in there. There were frogs and fish and just all kinds of really neat things. You can see off in the distance there's a really awesome looking rock formation, and that's something that you just see along this route, and it's not something that you can really pinpoint exactly where you can find them. They're just these little hidden gems that you stumble across while you're driving on this road. Some of it's paved, some of it's dirt, as you can see here. You never really know exactly what you're going to be getting yourself into. This was the last body of water that we had to cross before we got to the James River. And the water, once again, is just absolutely gorgeous. We let our dogs out, let them kind of get their paws wet, try to cool off some. As you can see here, Maggie's just really enjoying the water herself. Overall, we had a blast. The country is somewhere that we don't get to see all that often, and the opportunity to see it really was just a huge blessing for our anniversary. If you haven't already, do us a favor, click that subscribe button, bottom right hand corner. Click that notification bell to let you know whenever we've dropped the next video. And as always, we appreciate giving us a thumbs up. Lets others know that you like what we're doing. Until next time, you guys keep on jeeping.